Hi Aquarius, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Today is your 21 card Gypsy Tarot love spread. Now what I've done is I've separated these love readings into two. So one reading focuses on you if you are single or casually dating in November and what's coming up for you in December 2016. The other reading will focus on if you're in a couple. So this is for you if you are actually in a relationship from now and what could be happening with that relationship in the month of December 2016. The other thing to say, Aquarius, is there is somebody who is uploading my videos on YouTube named Alan Lyons. Hopefully they'll have taken that channel down. I've contacted YouTube about it. So just to let you know, if you're coming to these videos and you're coming through, if this person has taken my videos again and put them on their channel, the name is Alan Lyons. And if you're coming through Alan Lyons, Aquarius, to this video, please do not subscribe to the channel. If you've subscribed to that person's channel, unsubscribe, because it's not their videos. I am Carol's Universe. I'm in no way affiliated with this individual. Okay, so that was just to let you know that little bit, and let's get into your reading. Universe Spirit, what's coming in for Aquarius? Show me Aquarius. What's coming in for Aquarius and love? Show me Aquarius and love. What's coming in for Aquarius and love? Show me Aquarius and love in the month of December 2016. Show me Aquarius and love. What's coming in terms of Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? I only want to have a look at those Aquarius who are actually in a relationship. Show me Aquarius. Show me those who are actually in a relationship. What's coming in for Aquarius and love for those who are actually in a relationship? Show me those who are coming in. Show me what's coming in for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for love in the month of December. I only want to see love and those who are in a couple. Show me. Okay, so we've shuffled the cards. We're going to just collect them back up and lay them out. I have to lay them upside down because I've got to, you guys have got to see the cards from the correct position. Pull this along a little bit here. Right. Push this up. I have to keep readjusting these cards because I need to allow for space for everything to kind of can be a little bit of an effort. There we go. Let's try and push this on here. There we go. Right, there we go. Okay, that's lovely. So, all the cards are laid. Just a slight modification. We're still doing the columns, you know, mental, emotional states, personal situation, hopes, desires, expectations, hidden, immediate future, overall outcome. But the way that the positions change slightly is we're looking at the rows. So we've got 7 columns, obviously, and we've got 3 rows. Now, the top row here is the situation. The middle section here will show how that situation, what it's manifesting. So situation here, and then in terms of your mental thoughts, mental emotional situation, how it's manifesting mentally and emotionally for you. And then this will show the root of the issue, this bottom section, the bottom row. It'll all make sense once we start the reading. So for you Aquarius, for those of you who are actually in a relationship, Queen of Wands shows up in the crowning area. So this is the situation around the mental and emotional situation for Aquarius concerning you guys in a relationship. The Ace of Swords is the root. So we've got a Queen showing here. Could be an external individual, could be a fire sign, female or male, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And the root issue around this person is the Ace of Swords. Could be some form of communication. So it could be Aquarius that maybe you have a partner who is a fire sign individual, but the root cause is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords can mean severance. It can mean communication, or it can even mean cutting words, because the Ace of Swords can be used as a weapon. And what's your mental and emotional state around this? Well, the Hermit. So there's time for a lot of inner reflection for some of you guys concerning your relationships, I feel, with this Hermit individual. The Hermit often represents going inward and a time for some form of quiet contemplation. If you look at the Hermit, Aquarius, it has one hand, it has its left hand on a staff and its right hand on a lantern. Usually when you do the tarot, another good way to look at the tarot is that if somebody's holding something, these are called usually face cards. So if somebody's holding something in their left hand, they've got an eye on the past. And if they've got something in their right hand, it's that they're not concentrating on the past, they're looking to the future. Because this guy here, the Hermit, has both hands on an object. So the left hand to the past. So he's carrying something from the past, and it's helping him to kind of form his way or guide his life moving forward. So I feel that there are things perhaps within your relationships that you're needing to kind of do a bit of reevaluation about, because a Hermit can also mean to reevaluate. So I feel that mentally and emotionally you might be reevaluating your love lives, your relationships in the month of December 2016. The cause of this is the Ace of Swords. So for some of you, it will be the mental clarity that's coming to you. And it's feeding through to the Queen of Wands. Perhaps for some of you guys, it could be that this isn't a particular person. It might be a person, especially if the mental clarity, the root of this being the Queen of Wands, being the partner. Maybe there's some reevaluation with this person. But this can also, Queen of Wands, just be a card that suggests. And if you look at the Queen of Wands, she holds, let me just see where she's holding this staff. Well, she's holding a staff in the left hand again, and the flower in the right, okay? But she's a face card, and she's actually looking to the right. So she's looking to the flower. So she's always looking forward. She's very confident. So for some of you guys, it might be that you're looking forward. You have confidence, perhaps, around your relationship, and it's rooted in the mental clarity. Mentally and emotionally, you might even be finding the light in terms of your relationships. But let's have a look at the present situation for your relationships. We've got the Nine of Pentacles crowning the reading here. This is the situation. It's followed by the Three of Cups. So lots of celebration going on in terms of your relationship here. And it's because of the Nine of Pentacles, which is the situation. The Nine of Pentacles is a card about reward for effort. So it's also that you've put a lot of hard work into a situation and now you're starting to reap the benefits. So I feel that there is a sense of feeling really comfortable for some of you guys in the situation. It's playing through to the actual situation being the Three of Cups. Celebrating with your family, your partner. It could be that you have your partner and baby makes three. So it could be if you're, you have a child, celebrating with your partner and your child, that type of thing. But there's a real sort of group consensus that's going on here. And if there's been any trouble in your relationships, Aquarius, then this is usually the card that suggests some form of a reunion. And what's underscoring this? Well, the King of Cups. This may just be the partner here, Aquarius. So the King of Cups can be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian individual. But also, we can't just read kings and queens as being people. We have to read them as energies as well. So the King of Cups being the basis of your foundation of your relationship in the month of December 2016. Aquarius says that, there's been a real emotional awareness, a real emotional stability that has been reached within your relationship. It's feeding through to the situation being the Nine of Pentacles, where one feels comfortable, one feels grounded, one feels a sense of stability with what they have, one feels that they have been rewarded through all the effort that they've put into their relationship. And as a result of that, you've got the Three of Cups, happiness, joy, successful outcome. A real sense of camaraderie going on within your relationships. And that's because your mental and emotional area, it shows that it's rooted in some form of a breakthrough here with the Ace of Swords. Potentially the situation is you guys feeling more confident, and mentally and emotionally you might have been able to kind of align the past with the present, and now you're actually looking towards the future. So there might have been some soul searching that's been going on, but also I feel a sense of cleansing as well. What's going on in your hopes for your relationship? Well, it's ruled by the Knight of Swords, being the situation. And Knights often represent bully boys. This can be a bully. But it can also be, I feel if it's being guided by the Knight of Swords, it can also be quickness, something fast. real fast energy. What's this underscored by the Knight of Swords? Oh, well, the Knight of Cups. So the root of the issue in terms of your hopes is that the issue is for an offer here with that Knight of Cups. The situation shows around this hope that something comes in quickly. And what is the actual hope? The Three of Pentacles. So perhaps the hope with the Three of Pentacles is that you have a successful outcome to some form of development. So it could be also with the Three of Pentacles, it can be a renewal of vows. It can be an engagement. So if you're not married to your partner, it can be that you're hoping for an engagement because it's rooted in being made an offer. And the situation be with the Knight of Swords, it's a direct thing. It's very quickly. So I feel that for some of you guys, it might be that you are hoping that your partner proposes to you over Christmas, potentially with this Three of Pentacles showing here, because it is rooted in the proposal card. So it could be that you're hoping for some form of an engagement, a marriage, that type of thing to come about, and it's rooted in the Knight of Cups. So the root issue for this hope is the Knight of Cups. You want an offer, you want a proposal to come to you for some of you guys, and therefore what you're hoping for is that you can, probably after the Christmas period, start making plans, possibly for a wedding, that type of thing. And the situation is the Knight of Swords. So this hope feels, this root here, the proposal that this hope is around, it's feeding through to the situation of the Knight of Swords, this being something that happens very, very quickly. Also a very direct, very quick message, very quick communication around this. So I feel that your hope is rooted in something of a proposal from the partner or renewal of wedding vows, getting married. But this is often the card that represents marriage. It represents proposals, engagements, that type of thing. And it can represent something like having children. So baby makes three, that type of thing. Okay, so going to see a doctor or that type of thing. So some of you guys might be looking to become pregnant or wanting to become pregnant over the December period. Let's have a look what your expectations are. Wow, the Hanged Man rules the reading. Why do we have the Hanged Man? Because of the Page of Wands. So it's rooted in communication. The issue is communication in terms of your expectations, and this is feeding through to the situation being the Hanged Man. So maybe something's not being communicated here. I mean, this isn't in the reverse or anything here, but it could be that there has been communication. The root issue is that there's been communication. It could be feeding through to the situation being that their partner's not ready for this as yet. So they're not ready for marriage or ready to make a proposal or that type of thing. And therefore, the expectation is, well, feeling sad about it, feeling upset. So I do feel, Aquarius, that this is more saying, there's been communication. So the root issue will be that there's been communication here. And therefore it's feeding through to the communication that you've had means that the situation is saying, no, there's a stall on this. We can't get married just yet. There's not enough money, or, let's be together a little bit more longer before we actually make that type of a commitment. So therefore what you'll be expecting is this Five of Cups. So no marriage, no wedding, no marriage proposal, that type of thing. What are hidden aspects you're not seeing? Well, we've got the Star. This is a very good card. What's this rooted in? What's the root of that Star? The Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands can represent a new idea. Maybe the partner has had a new idea here with that Ace of Wands. Okay, it's feeding through to the Star, feeling quite optimistic here. And what's the actual hidden aspect? Judgment. That this person will probably have a change of mind at some point, okay? Because judgment means a renewal, and it means suddenly a wake-up call. So I feel that, or an unexpected communication. So I feel for some of you guys, the hidden aspects, what you're not seeing is that maybe the partner's going to have a new idea of how they can kind of temper this situation here. It's feeding through to the Star being the situation. Things are still looking up. Things are still looking really optimistic and positive. And therefore, what you're not seeing coming in is judgment. So it will be a renewal. It will be probably that you expect loss here. Not loss, but, to be let down or disappointed with that Three of Cups. But it could be what you're not seeing, that this situation will come around again. You're going to be unexpectedly told, yeah, actually, I do want to get married at some point this year. But just right now. So not all is not lost, I feel, within this, Aquarius. And what's your immediate future? Well, we've got the Page of Swords, communication. The situation is communication. What's that rooted in? There we go. So we've got the Ace of Cups here in the immediate future. And this is the root. So somebody's in love here. Love is opening up. There's potentially an offer coming in here. And it comes via the situation being news, communication. And what's the actual immediate future? Oh, Four of Cups, okay. So the Four of Cups could be All right. So I feel that in the immediate future, this is more saying that this is the relationship, the Ace of Cups. But this is love. This is whenever you get an Ace of Cups, it represents something being offered to you, the hand of kindness. But it's feeding through to the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords isn't always, it's based on communication. But remember, within the tarot, Aquarius, what happens is that um, according to the suit, now if you look at this Page of Swords, if you look at the different page cards, you look at the Page of Pentacles and it's holding out a pentacle with its hand. You look at the Page of Cups and um, it's holding out a cup. So Page of Cups is usually a surprising bit of news that you're going to get. Trust me. I did a reading on myself yesterday just to see how my day would go, and it came up with the Page of Cups and then the Four of Pentacles. So I knew there was some news coming. And when I got home, I looked in my drawer and it was a water bill, and I paid something like £33 a month for my water. I decided to open because I needed to pay my bill yesterday. So I opened up the letter and it says you've been made a reduction. It was a surprise because I'd completely forgotten the letter was there. So I picked it up and said, oh, I haven't seen this letter. I don't remember seeing it. And I opened it up. This was the Page of Cups, the surprising bit of news that I received. And on that letter, it says your water bill is now being reduced from £33 down to £26. So that was the surprising news that was making me a financial saving with the Four of Pentacles. So the Page of Cups, you look at that card, it's usually surprising news that comes to you. Sometimes you're not expecting it because the fish popping out of the cup, it's the surprise that's not expected. You look at the Page of Wands, and it's good news. It's news about potentially about a career, or because the page is holding the wand, the Ace of Wands. So it's a page that's giving you news of perhaps a new development or something quite exciting, because the Ace of Wands is all about excitement and new developments and that type of thing. But the Page of Swords is the only page that holds his sword upward. All right, so this to me suggests that there is news, but often this card suggests some form of delayed news, because the sword is not ready to be lowered, it's not ready to be actioned. So it says to me, the pages, there is a message coming, but it might be delayed. Okay, so in the immediate future, the Four of Cups, it might be that you're not seeing that this is on the way. A proposal is on its way, but you're not quite seeing it, Aquarius, with that Four of Cups. It could be disappointing news, though. Even though we can see here there is a change of mind going on, potentially with a partner here, it just says in the immediate future that the situation will be based in your relationship, love, Ace of Cups. It's feeding through to the Page of Swords. This is either that the news is not delivered around your relationship or the love that your partner feels for you, or it could be that you have received some disappointing news in the situation area because it's based on your relationship, love, and it could be manifesting in terms of the immediate future, the Four of Cups. So a little bit of disappointment here with the Four of Cups. So you receive something that you don't want. You might receive a present, for example, a necklace or a tie or some perfume, but it won't be the golden ring that you want, the engagement ring, if that makes any sense. And in the overall outcome, what do we have? The World. What's that rooted in? The King of Pentacles. So we've got the foundation being the King of Pentacles. This is the person I feel that's around some of you guys. Could be a Taurus. Usually he's a Taurus, but could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So we can see here in the overall outcome, we've got a king here feeding through to the world, and the world is your highest expectations. What's the actual overall outcome? The Seven of Swords. Well, I feel that there'll be some partial success for some of you guys. It's rooted in the King of Pentacles. It could be this person here is the foundation for the overall outcome. So this is the root of the issue, him or her, in the overall outcome. And it's manifesting itself through the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords could represent maybe this person gets away with not getting married as yet, or not giving you the proposal that you want. And therefore the situation says that that's an end to that for the time being with the World card, if that makes any sense to you. It's the way that I can explain it, because we've got the World ruling this card here, the Seven of Swords, in the overall outcome. Well, the World is the reason for this. Okay, so for example, if you had a Three of Swords, here it would say that there was an upsetting situation, and the Moon could say that you're depressed around it. So the World can talk about an achievement, but it can also say that there is a limitation overall within the relationship, and as a result of that, it's manifesting in the Seven of Swords. Somebody gets away with something here, And the foundation of that is the King of Pentacles, the actual individual. I feel that this person isn't ready for anything right now. It might be in the hidden factors that this comes a little bit down the track in terms of your relationship, especially if you're not married to your partner. Okay, there's something going on for if you're not married. So those of you who are in couples but not exactly married, I feel that this more attains to. We're going to explain the reading again. I feel in your present situation for the month of December, if you're in a couple, Aquarius, that you're going to be feeling real happiness, and that's because it's based on the premise or the foundation for your relationship is the King of Cups energy. And the King of Cups says that there is a real kind of affinity and togetherness and shared understanding within the relationship here. Also, you might be feeling quite emotionally stable within your relationship, and therefore it feeds through to the Nine of Pentacles, feeling kind of a sense of accomplishment and a sense of togetherness, but also being your own person with that Nine of Pentacles, also feeling quite comfortable within the relationship. So all of the work that you've put in, you get out. So the King of Cups is a master of his emotions. All right. So it could also say that some of you guys, the root of your relationships, if you're in a couple, is that you have learned to kind of just deal with your relationship as it is. So some of you guys might have been with a partner a long time, but you're not married, that type of thing. And you've learned to deal with it as that King of Cups energy, and feeds through to the Nine of Pentacles. You're comfortable in your relationship, though you might feel that you'd like a wedding ring on your finger, something like that. But the Nine of Pentacles is often the card of that being in the gilded cage. You're in a lovely bubble. I feel some of you guys are feeling kind of like in a bit of a bubble in terms of your relationships, and it's manifesting as the Three of Cups. Family, friends, happiness, celebration around your relationships with your loved ones and others. And that's because mentally and emotionally, it's based on the Ace of Swords being the foundation. You've had a mental breakthrough, and that mental breakthrough feeds through to the situation of the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands really says, I feel quite confident. I've got one eye on the future here. I'm feeling vivacious, confident, really good about myself, because maybe you've accepted something as well within the relationship. But, that's by the by. Whether you've accepted something or not, I feel that you're feeling really good about it, because mentally and emotionally, the Hermit, and though it is definitely a card of isolation, it can also be a card where you're, going on your own sort of spiritual journey. All right. So I feel that some of you guys are in a relationship and it's good, but you've not got exactly what you want, and you've kind of just accepted maybe something for the way that it is. And therefore, in your hopes, while your hopes actually are to develop something within this relationship, the Three of Pentacles, and it could be something to do with a wedding, that type of thing, because the root of it is the Knight of Cups. So an offer is here, Knight of Cups. Seems to have come in quickly with the Knight of Swords, okay? So it could be that a proposal is made to you here, and as a result of that, the situation is want to move things along really, really quickly, and that's why you're hoping, that you can get married very, very soon, potentially, to this individual, or at least start making some form of plans. That's what the hope is. So it looks like some of you guys have actually received a proposal, because that's the foundation of the hopes. So it looks like you've received some form of a proposal, offer, feeding through to the Knight of Swords, wanting to run with it, go really, really quickly. And your hopes will be, I feel, around this quickness to be developing this relationship in terms of maybe moving home together, setting up home together, getting married, that type of thing, having a child, whatever it is. But it seems to me in your expectation, while there's been some communication here, because the root issue of your expectations is some communication that you'll receive. It's feeding through to the Hanged Man, so it might be, well, I've put the ring on your finger, the engagement ring, but we won't be able to get married, not at least for the next 2 years. And that's why we've got the Hanged Man being the situation, and that's why the expectation is the Five of Cups. Worried about the relationship, upset over the fact that maybe somebody comes in and says, your partner says, let's go and do something. Let's make our relationship more official, or let's do something together that bonds us even more. But we might not be able to do it until such and such a time with these cards. And this is what's creating why you're expecting the Five of Cups. I'm not saying it's an ending to the relationship because it's a pip card, but you're expecting some sort of disappointment within the relationship. What you're not seeing, though, is that I feel that your partner has been filled. They are very much carrying a torch for you with this Ace of Wands energy, but also they might still have an idea here in the root of the issue for what you're not seeing is the Ace of Wands. This is a new inspirational idea. Feeds through to the Star, okay, and the Star card is all about hope and optimism. So things are looking quite optimistic from the Ace of Wands being the foundation, feeding through to the star card being a card of optimism in the situation area. And therefore, what you're not seeing is judgment. So this thing will come around again for you. Okay, this thing will definitely come around. It should do again. Not long in the future. It's just that you're not seeing it right now. It might be that your partner or whatever sets a date, or they hand you the keys to a new place, or they say we've got this holiday booked now. We're going 2 weeks on Friday, that type of thing. But in the immediate future, what it shows me is that the immediate future, well, the foundation, the issue for the immediate future is rooted in the Ace of Cups, and this is an offer, but it's feeding through to the Page of Swords. So this person, your partner, may want to give you something, or they might want to offer something to you. Okay, something fresh start, something of certainty here. They're still in love here, but it's working its way through as the situation being the Page of Swords. Okay, so there could be an argument even, because this is the root of the situation in terms of the immediate future, and it could be the relationship. But it's working, this situation here of the Ace of Cups is working its way through. This root issue is working its way through as the situation being the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords could be, a disagreement even, an argument, that type of thing. Or it could be some disappointing communication here over this engagement or whatever the situation is for you. So therefore, it shows the Four of Cups, some disappointment in what is offered. Or, somebody's trying to offer an olive branch, but you don't want to take it. So if there's an argument between you and your partner over plans being made for the future, it might be that you're a little bit unforgiving over the Christmas period, or it might be with that Four of Cups that they give you something other than what it is that you truly want. And therefore, in the outcome position, well, we've got the partner, I believe, here, the King of Pentacles, showing up as the foundation, the root of the issue in the overall outcome. And this person here shows through, works his way through, his or her way through to the World card, which is the ending of a cycle, or but it could also be that you get partial success, to be perfectly fair, because the situation is the world, and it can speak of a limitation, but it can also speak of a great accomplishment that you make within the relationship. And the basis of that great accomplishment is this King of Pentacles, and therefore in the overall outcome, the Seven of Wands could meet Seven of Swords could mean that you actually get your way. So you actually get some partial success. So it might be that there is finally some form of an agreement, especially if it's a proposal or something, on when you're getting married. Rather than 2 years, it could be cut down to 6 months, that type of thing. So I feel that there is some form of trade-off here over the Christmas period in terms of, I'm seeing proposals coming to some of you guys, but there might be some difficulty around that. I'm seeing some form of gift or some form of a development happening, but it just seems that one of you wants to rush it, one of you wants to take your time with it. But I feel that at the end of the day with this reading, Aquarius, that you do actually come to a point where there is an agreement and there is a trade-off and there is a negotiation between you and your partner that kind of benefits the both of you. So that's what I'm seeing for your reading, your love reading, if you're in a couple in the month of December 2016, Aquarius. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. And remember, the Seven of Swords is actually you, because you're Aquarius. Okay. And also the Star card is you. So what you're not seeing also is that I feel this person really kind of burns a very bright torch for you, and it's working its way to the situation being you. You're really kind of on this individual's mind, I feel, and therefore the hidden factor is judgment. This person might just rethink the situation here with judgment and might just surprise you with some news here. Though it's not showing up in December, it might just show up in, you get your way by the end of the month with that. And so that probably correlates to this judgment card, this Seven of Swords, that you actually get some partial victory, I feel, with that Seven of Swords. Alright, that's your love reading. For those of you guys who are in a couple, I will see you guys on your reading, your general readings coming up, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.